you want to, go ahead.
Absolutely.
So, Pete, if you would take over, and same exact machine that we showed you, nothing has changed, it's just been on our trailer and come back, so Pete.
Yep. Great, guys. Come on in, step around. We got some light here. We'll talk about the Adphibian. One of our unique machines, for those that know, the word came from advanced and amphibian, good on land and water, frogs, I suppose. So this is a unique machine, and it was designed for hard floor and soft floor. So you can clean these hallways and go right into a carpeted room and go ahead and clean that as well. What I want to do first is start with the power source. This is a battery operated machine. The machine you guys ordered.
Get closer and look at it.
Yeah, come on up. These are maintenance-free batteries, okay? So these batteries kind of thrive on neglect. They don't require any interaction. Here's your owner's manual, which we'll put to the side, but these are sealed maintenance-free batteries. So we tell people, you know, it's always good to inspect here, make sure there's no corrosion, make sure the batteries are tight, the cables are tight. You don't want to use that as a storage area. We've seen people try to put scrapers and tools in there to get gum off the floor, but that could be bad. As you can imagine, a metal blade getting between those two posts, it would be a problem. So we want to keep that area clean, just visually inspect it. There's nothing you need to get to under there. It does have an onboard charger, and that is simply a 110 cord here that you plug into the wall. They ask that you don't modify the length of that cord. That's kind wording for don't use an extension cord, right? We've had people that plug these things in. They said, man, it's been plugged in for almost 8 hours and still not fully charged. And we find out that that's going to a power strip that has a bunch of other stuff on it, or a real long extension cord that goes around the corners plugged into where there's a Coke machine and a drinking fountain and all that kind of stuff. So that's when the machine charger would suffer amp draw and wouldn't charge it all the way. So in most cases, we tell people if you use it for 20 minutes or 2 hours, you can go ahead and plug it in. It's a smart charger. It's going to turn on automatically, read the conditions of the battery, and charges accordingly. Okay, so you don't have to worry about overcharging. It's kind of like plugging into your cell phone. Okay. While this is open here, I'll show you that we do have the onboard dilution control system. That's our AXP. It's very similar to the EcoFlex, but this bottle you can fill with the product of your choice, and you can set the dilution ratio right here with this magnet. So we can set it from a half an ounce to 1 ounce to 2 ounces, 3 ounces per gallon, whatever is recommended by the chemical manufacturer. What's neat about a lot of the products today, especially some of the neutral cleaners, they can be used on hard floor and soft floor. And in some cases, if you're cleaning carpet and you want to use water only, you can simply shut the bottle off and use water only. This comes out of the machine. What's great about this system is it's not unlike the systems you have on the wall, a dilution control system on the wall. The machine will take the water that's in this tank and the product that's in this bottle, and they mix at the brush. So you never have to worry about what's in the tank. And for those that have worked on machines, we know that if there's a lot of chemical in the tank, and over time that can corrupt some of the linings and the filters have issues. So to have water only in the tank is a big plus, and yet you're still using cleaners and degreasers and all that kind of stuff, and it's not running through the system. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to follow the flow of the solution. So we're going to touch on everything real quick here. This is where we fill it. It's a nice big fill port here. It's a tethered cap. This is where you fill it. There's a sight tube here. You can see it goes all the way up to 20 gallons. It's just a visual sight tube. It's also a tube that will allow you to drain any of the water out of there if it was going to be stored for a period of time where you wouldn't want to leave water in there for probably more than 7 days. Water starts to do funny stuff, right? The first thing the water is going to do is go through a filter. And we would have to get kind of low here to see it, but I will get down here because this is where I get to lay down on the job. And underneath here, and I think I have to turn the machine this way, there is a valve and a cap cover. So I'm going to take it out here because I don't think the cameraman wants to come all the way under here. Just to get my visuals right here. Find the filter and unscrew it. I do have a little water in here, so I want to make sure I shut the valve off. Let me come over here and look at it. Got a visual over here. Here's the red valve. I can't see myself. Oh, there we got light. Good, thank you. Take the squeegee off. Just can't see it. Well, I'm gonna take it out and let it spill. We'll pick it back. There's the cup, the filter, and there's three parts to it I want you to see. There is the stainless steel strainer, there's the plastic cup, and there is a gasket in there. So we want to make sure that you inspect that and make sure it's there, or it won't seal pretty good. But I would say once a month you want to take this out, visually inspect it, rinse it. It'll be filled up with what looks like broken aspirin or something. We have hard water, so calcium lime buildup. You can rinse it and basically screw it back in. And I'll let everybody have a chance to visually see it and put it back in place on your own.
And Pete, you said there's a valve to turn off the water so it doesn't leak?
That's right. There's a valve up there that doesn't leak.
So make sure that one's off, right?
Yes, or else she'll have a
Big
nice little
gas.
pool of water.
Yeah, this machine was empty, so I didn't have too big of a pool of water. Come on, baby. I'm doing it blind here, but we're getting it. Good. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and leave the squeegee off because we're going to talk about that here in a minute. The next thing the water's going to do after it goes through the filter is it's going to work its way from this hose into the trough for either carpet or hard floor. Now, this is where the water meets the brushes, whether you're on hard floor or soft floor. So we want to take this, do it this way so you have a little better light. These side gates are something you're going to have to deal with, I would say, on a daily basis. And when I take this out, a couple things going on here. So this gate has a little slot here on either side with this thumb screw. So when you push that in at the bottom section, it goes in and then it goes up. Now it won't come out until it goes down. But if we want to keep it from coming out, we just screw this tight and now the gate does not come out. So to remove it, you don't have to take the thumb screw all the way off. A couple of turns, down and out it comes. The brushes that come with it are pretty unique. We refer to them as ASAP, all surface, all purpose. So this brush can be used on carpet and it can be used on the hard floor. The bristles are impregnated with silver, so it's an antimicrobial brush, so you don't have to worry about microorganisms to the extent you would with other types of brushes. So this brush has an angle to it, so we have constant contact on the floor. If we just had straight rows, you'd get that brush slap. So because they're angled like that, we have constant brush contact on the floor, and you can put them in this way or that way. We recommend that when you take them out to inspect them and clean them after every use, because yeah, we're gonna have carpet fibers and hair and stuff wound around there. When you take it out and inspect it, you can flip it back around and put it back in. Now, to lift it up is a little tricky, but my trick is if you push down here, that end goes up. So if you push it in just like this and it stops, it's not in all the way, but if you push it down and then go in, then you can spin it and it goes in there nicely. Then even a one-handed operation here, you pop that in and up, and then you can tighten that with your thumb and the brush is in. Now, there's two brushes. This is the front brush, this is the belt for the back brush. And if I turn the machine around, you'll see just the opposite. The belt for the front brush is here, and here's the door for the back brush. They operate the same way. So these brushes are counter-rotating. They'll grab the carpet fiber from both sides, so you're cleaning both sides of the carpet in one pass. And on the floor, you're agitating the floor twice with two strips of brush on the floor, but you're also maybe grabbing debris, so it actually has a sweeping effect where we'll pick up debris and it'll throw it into this hopper. So the debris that gets caught between the two brushes will come over the top and fill the hopper. This is obviously something you want to clean every day. After each use, it's easy to clean it when the debris is wet. You can literally dump it out into the garbage can, obviously not a floor drain. We don't want to clog the drain. Rinse it out, wipe it out, it's good to go. I have had people call me saying, hey, this machine's leaking. I got dirty water on the floor when we're done cleaning. I think there's a hole in the dirty water tank. Well, the dirty water tank's up here, but it's dripping down here. Anybody guess what that might be?
All the hairs accumulated.
That's right, it becomes a big sponge. So all the hair and stuff that's accumulated in here will drain out, and we don't want that to become a sponge. And if you let it dry in there overnight, now you've created work for yourself, because now it's kind of hard to get it out of there. It's kind of crusted on there. So we recommend you clean that right away. Probably the hardest thing you'll do to this machine is take out these vac shoes. So when you're cleaning on carpet, these vac shoes do need to come out after each use. I'm going to take one out right now. There's a little ring here that I'm going to pull up. I'll let you inspect it when I get it out here. Push that up. So there's the vac shoe. So the hose goes on here, and this pushes into a little clip pocket with a ring on it. There's two of these vac shoes. They overlap. This one's in the front, so this one won't come off until this one's off, then the other side will come out. Okay, but you pull the ring up, and this comes out. Now this is going to be a channel that has the airflow that gets full of a lot of debris. What's the rule with carpeting extracting? Just like we always say, sweep before you mop or scrub, what should you do before you extract?
Vacuum.
Vacuum, right. So let the vacuum get the big stuff out. Unfortunately, we've had people that say, oh, we're going to extract anyway, don't worry. Well, you'll overwhelm this vac shoe if you don't vacuum first. As a result, this can get loaded up. And if it gets loaded up, you don't have airflow. If you don't have airflow, you have wet carpet.
It's going to be an issue because we don't have upright vacuums, we only have backpacks. So it's going to pick up a lot more debris.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. Backpacks are a great tool for your toolbox.
Oh, yeah.
But if your only tool is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's what my dad used to
But
say.
we have upright, so when we have
Okay,
projects,
good. If we need to let you borrow a good upright for a test, we can have that conversation, because we've got some really good, strong upright vacuums that have agitation with the brush that'll get the big stuff out of the
Yeah, I
way.
just wanted to bring it up because I know
Thank
that
you.
a lot of us, we have backpacks and there's hardly any upright vacuums. So
Okay.
if they do vacuum it, they probably want to do the
Okay, yeah, make sure you vacuum thoroughly, because look at, vacuums will get the stuff up here. This is supposed to get the stuff that's living down here in the carpet, right? And if we get this stuff and this stuff, like I said, this is going to get clogged. Now, after each use, do we want to take this off? Yes. Why? Because, again, this is going to be easiest to clean when the dirt is fresh. If you let this dry overnight, now you're going to need a putty knife and a lot of work to get it out of there. So let's clean these after each use. No tools required. You do get to lay down on the job, like I said. And all you have to do here is put the hose on first.
just don't forget what time to go home.
Yeah, that's right. And then that just goes in and pushes right in like so. Put the ring up in the other hand here.
Morning, Lester.
There it is. So that's in and good to go, and then we can slide the hopper back in place. So that is the carpet version of a squeegee. In the hard floor mode, you're going to be using the squeegee blade. In carpet, you can lift this up off the floor. On hard floor, you will drop this down. But since this is off, this is probably not foreign to most of you. You've all run scrubbers. You know that the squeegee blades are a wear item and they do need to be kept clean. The analogy I like to use on this is these are really no different than the windshield wipers on your car, right? You got no bumblebees on the windshield, you got nice blades, clear glass. The minute you pick up a hitchhiker, right? Small animal, leaf, paper clip, now you're leaving that annoying streak on the floor. Probably not going to hurt the machine, but you know, it's not what we're used to seeing on the floor. So again, with vacuuming before we extract, dust mop before you scrub is a great idea. Don't always have to have time to do it, I get it. With this machine, it's not as bad because we do have the cylindrical brushes and the hopper. We will pick up a lot of debris down there that'll avoid it getting caught in here. So I think you'll like that feature. But that being said, we still want to keep this clean. Now, the front blade is supposed to leak. That's why it's got these slots in here. That's letting water into this channel. The back blade is doing all the work as far as capturing the water. More specifically, this leading edge. Over time, that edge is going to round off. So we put this clip on here. You can pop the strap, flip the blade, and you're good to go. Put it back on, no tools required, and snap it in place. Technically, you got 4 usable edges. 1, 2 on that side, 1, 2 on this side. My experience is by the time you flip that over once, it might even be worn past. But if you keep an eye on it, you can get 4 usable edges out of that blade. On a floor like this, I'm telling you that blade could last 2 years, no problem. We have other people that clean sidewalks, and they're lucky to get a year out of 4 edges. So people always ask me, how long does a squeegee blade last? It's like saying, how long do your running shoes last? Well, you look like you run a lot. I don't run as much, so you're going to go through shoes a little faster. These thumb screws, it's a water environment, so you may want to keep those lubricated. You can simply take these off, maybe once every month or 2. Put a little lubrication there. Grease is better than WD-40. It's a little too thin, but some white lithium grease. You can get what looks like a toothpaste tube full of white lithium grease on Amazon or at AutoZone, and it can last you the life of this machine. A little blob there once in a while, you're good to go. So I'm going to put the squeegee blade back on here, especially since we have some water on the floor, and I'm going to show you how that goes on. So that just basically slides into those thumb screws, those slots for the thumb screws. You cinch that up. And once it's cinched up, you've got this hose right here. And yes, that zip tie is supposed to be on there. We've seen people cut it off. It's not a bad thing, but it's not a great thing. I like it on there because when you leave it like that, now you've got a water trap. So when you shut the vacuum off, we don't have a bunch of water dumping back on the floor. You might get a few drips, but it's not going to be a big mess. When this is on the floor, there's a knob here to adjust the pitch of the blade. I think we had it adjusted pretty well last time I was here with it. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's kissing the floor nice. But you can turn this knob and you will adjust the pitch of the blade. You don't want the ends up high and this smashed to the ground, or you don't want the ends smashed to the ground and this up off the ground where water's coming through. So you just keep an eye on that.
And also make sure after you use this one, because I notice a lot of people, they use all the machines too, the wall behinds, and they think the squeegee is going to leave that nice and clean, the whole thing, right? You have to use a microfiber before that or after that. Before you have to vacuum, you have to do dusting and everything the floor, because a lot of people, they just use the machines like I just mentioned. And I noticed there's a lot of debris in the needs in the corners, and you have to mark the dry map before that, before you use the machine, please. And also, what I noticed too, that's the doors, all right? The people, they try to push the machines, they have to take out the squeegee first, please. Because they need the doors, and they miss this thing, because all the squeegees and we have and the wall behind, that's all bending. Because nobody take the squeegee out, and they just push and they hit the doors, all right?
Very good. Thank you, sir. So, water's now going to come up off the floor, and it's going to come into the recovery tank. The recovery tank is in excess of 20 gallons. This holds 20 gallons. So this tank actually holds more than this machine will ever put down on its own. Now, sometimes we have people that use this to pick up standing water, but we've never had a problem with this tank getting too full. The intakes for the vacuum are here. So these are filters that you'll see get loaded up with some dust and debris, usually as a result of initial startup. When you first start this machine, the vacuum's sucking air, but there's no water on the floor. So that means we have air turbulating in here, and it might be carrying dust, and it'll work its way to these. Once you have water in the cleaning process, you're encapsulating all the dirt and dust. You're not gonna have dirt and dust flying around in here. So you should be good. There's a gasket on here and a mating surface here. You want to keep that clean because a good seal here means good suction down there. After each use, we want you to take the gravity feed drain hose, pop it open. It's got the pinch and pour feature, so you can slowly let it out so it doesn't splash all over your pants. Once it's in the drain, we do recommend you rinse this out till the water runs clear. Put the cap back on it, pop it in place, and a lot of people will even leave that just like that so it kind of airs out, so you don't get mold and mildew in there. We even have people that will come through here maybe once a month, give it a squirt with a little spray disinfectant. That's not a bad idea either, because stuff likes to grow in wet, dark environments. So we
have
want
the
to.
morning mist too, you can rinse it out with morning mist. And
Yeah, you can put a morning mist in there.
There you go. All right, let's talk a little bit about the dashboard. The dashboard is pretty self-explanatory because we got away from words. We're using icons. But I'm going to kind of simplify it for you. First, we'll talk about the paddle. There's forward and reverse right here on the paddle. And we were one of the first companies to incorporate this into our auto scrubbers, because if you're going backwards and it backs you up against the wall, used to old machines, where's reverse? And this thing's smashing you up against the wall, right? So what's cool about this, if you back up on the wall, your body hits the machine and it kind of moves it forward. And these are soft, so you're not going to pinch your fingers in here. You can put your hands in many positions for ergonomics, so you don't have a fixed spot or twist grips that you can, carpal tunnel syndrome and all that. So very ergonomic. And of course, there's the rabbit and the turtle. So conejo, tortuga, fast and slow. You can set the speed you want for transport and scrubbing. In the carpet mode, it's going to have a fixed speed. And we'll talk a little bit about that. When you're cleaning carpet, we want consistency. Whether you use it or you use it or you use it, we want it to be the same all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why this machine is CRI approved. The Carpet and Rug Institute has blessed this machine to not overwet the carpet, to not damage the carpet. There's no brush pressure to jack up in the carpet mode. And it effectively cleans the carpet without overwetting the carpet. So when you're cleaning, either in the deep clean mode or the low moisture mode, it's going to be at a set speed. So you can't go too fast and not effectively clean, or maybe worse yet, go too slow and overwet the carpet. So those things are set in place for you. Now in the scrub mode, you'll be able to adjust the speed as you would in the transport speed. Keys to turn it on and off. I'm going to recommend that you take, it came with two keys. One has the rubber boot over it. You can take that key out of the boot and put this key in the boot. The boot kind of protects everything. This is all a waterproof panel, especially with the key, the boot over there. So we don't want you spraying this thing, certainly with the key out, but we do want you to be able to wipe it clean. There's no exposed rocker switches like the old machines, those marine grade switches that you see on a boat. They can get damaged and broken. So this is nice, almost like your microwave oven. You'd have to really take a knife or a screwdriver to hurt that thing, and I hope that doesn't happen. So yeah, take that extra key. That way, if you lose one key, you only lose one key. If you lose these keys, you lose both because they're attached, right? When I turn this machine on, it's going to say, welcome to advance. This machine has 0.1 hour on it. It's just the amount of time we used it when it was here. Got a full battery. We're good to go. It says our dilution ratio is 1 to 200, which I think is nice and friendly for carpet. We don't want to overwet the carpet with chemical, and we can shut that off. But I like to do this. I like to cover the side panels here, and basically you see two buttons, red and green. And in every language in the world, red is stop and green is go. And that's really the only two buttons you really need to worry about, because some people look at this dash and go, oh, wow, this is busy. There's a lot going on here. But don't even think about that right now. Just think about these two buttons, right? I'm going to hit that green button, okay? And when I take my hands away, I'm going to see a few things. The water's now on, the brush is on, the vacuum's on, and the chemical bottle's on. So when I hit this paddle, everything's going to happen. Wheels are going to turn, brushes are going to spin, water's going to flow, and vacuum's going to vacuum. I kind of did that all with the touch of one button. So pretty proud of that one-touch operation. You don't have to go, where's the water, where's this, where's that. Now, I may want to shut that chemical bottle off because I'm cleaning carpet and I want to use water only. I may want to change from low moisture to high moisture, or I can increase or decrease the water, right? And I can switch from hard floor to soft floor here. And I can shut the vacuum off if I wanted to double scrub, right? Now, I'm going to use my glasses here. To switch from hard floor to soft floor, The one thing you have to do here is take the hose off the squeegee and bring it over here and hook it up to this pipe that brings suction to the vac shoes. And that goes right on that spout right there. And now we're cleaning, sucking off those vac shoes off the carpet. On the hard floor, you put it back here. And now you're sucking off the hard floor. Okay? This button here will let you switch from hard floor to soft floor. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that, bring that up. And it's coming up, and I'm back in the transport mode. So I'm going to put that over there. It says extract. So there's a friendly reminder when I tap that button, move the hose over to the extraction side. If I hit it again, it'll say scrub. So that's, if you look at that icon, there's a flat line and a line with what's supposed to be carpet. You see the two lines there? And it'll tell you which one you want to do. Extract, friendly reminder, move the hose over there. Scrub, reminder, put the hose over there. Hit it again. I'm now ready to scrub. Put that on the floor. Drop the squeegee. I got my chemical bottle, I got my water, I got my vacuum. When I press this button, I'm scrubbing. When you come to a stop, while I'm moving, I like to hit the red button. The water stops, the brush comes up, but the vacuum still picks up anything that might be dripping. When I lift this up, you'll see the vacuum light is blinking. It's got a little delay. Lets water that's in the hose get into the machine. After I think a 5 second, 7 second delay, it just shuts right off. So I like to tell people when you're coming in for a landing, just hit the red button and keep moving. A lot of people like to clean that way as well. Start moving and then hit the green button, and you can set it down while you're moving. That way you won't have lines on the floor from where the brushes are spinning, right? We do that on the disc machines too, because a lot of people go into a basketball court, right? And they'll put the brush down and hit the paddle and say, it's not moving. Oh yeah, give us. And then all of a sudden you got donuts on the floor, right? So that's not always a great thing.
I think so that everybody has to come in to check the difference in the carpet and the difference in the floor. Because it's a little confusing. And I know once you guys using the buttons and when you're doing the floor, the visiting floors and using the carpet brushes or solutions.
Yeah,
And
you
then
have to hit it
everybody has
twice.
to come in to say,
You have to hit
okay.
it twice. So if you hit it once, it'll say extract. Are you sure? And that means, yes, I changed the hose, then you hit it again, and I'm ready to extract. And it shows the picture of the carpet there. Okay, and if I put this down, that is low moisture because water's hitting the brush. If I hit this again, now it's high moisture and water's going into the carpet.
Yeah, all right.
So you got low moisture and high moisture there. Okay, bring it back up.
And make sure you know how to use that thing
Yeah.
because that's a little tricky.
It's a little tricky. If I want to go back to the hard floor scrubbing, I hit that, it says scrub.
Yes.
Move the hose, hit scrub again, and now I'm ready to clean. And now I can adjust the water to high or pre-wet. Actually, hear that? I'm pre-wetting that. Put that down. And I can even increase the brush pressure a little higher.
Oh, you can increase the brush pressure?
I can increase the brush
Only on
pressure in
floors
the
or
scrub
carpet?
mode. In the scrub mode. That's
On
right.
scrub mode?
Yeah.
All right.
So I can put it to a little lower. That's fine. And I can have the water is on or off in that
But you
case.
can increase the low moisture and the carpet too, right? Both.
No.
the VCT.
You cannot adjust the brush pressure on carpet. That's what makes this CRI approved.
All right.
Right? And I know we're gonna maybe get you guys, we're still thinking about this, but I offered it to you. We will get you some heavier brushes.
Yes.
Please, please be careful. I don't want you guys buying any carpet unnecessarily or
Right.
prematurely wearing carpet. If you take heavy brushes, which will obviously fit this machine for
Yeah.
floors, you bring that into carpet,
Yeah, because most of the buildings they have the commercial carpet, and that's special for those things. You know? But we still have a couple of buildings. They still the carpet is a little thick than the other ones, and that's why I use the soft one brush because we use the hard ones. It's gonna
as a manufacturer of the machines, I have to recommend that you only use the carpet machines on the carpet because I don't want anybody saying, well, the advanced guy said we could use these brushes on the carpet.
We have a video.
We got it on video,
it on video.
right? So, yeah, and look at it.
We say.
Once the camera's off and you guys, look, we go to places like, look at that carpet, there is no warranty left on that carpet. That carpet's 15 years old, it's a mess, and we're gonna deep scrub it. Go for it, right? But with this on my, yeah, use any brush you want, only use the carpet brush. Use any brush you want, only use the carpet brush, okay? So, very good. That's it, keep it clean, keep it charged. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna come back and do any follow-up training that we need to. If you have trouble sleeping at night, it came with an owner's manual in multiple language. So I can't sleep, read that. It's all kinds of stuff on there. You guys might be also familiar with our mobile app. I think some of you are aware of it. If you're not, it looks like this.
You guys changed it? Not yet.
No, not quite. The Milfus Mobile Trainer. It's a free app, and you can hit the middle tile. It says all of our brands, Advance, Clark, Viper. So I'd go to Advance, I'd go to Extractors, and there's the Adphibian. And we've got the owner's manual, we got the parts manual, we got the videos, we got everything there that you'll also have on paper. So it's good to have that at your fingertips, but there's no substitute for live hands-on training. The machine does not have water in it. What little bit of water there was in there, I drained out on the changing of the filter. They say in the world of soccer, the game's the best teacher, right? Playing the game makes you the best player. All the coaching in the world doesn't mean. Lionel Messi didn't have a great coach when he was a little kid. He just played the game and loved it, right? So, as good as a lot of the folks are here at knowing this machine, there's no substitute for just rolling up your sleeves and get going. It's hard to use it the wrong way. You guys are all professional. You've been custodians for a while. You know the cleaning business. But get comfortable with a couple of the buttons. And like I said, that one that has the orange around it, if you look what we did here, come on this side of the machine. Because this might be the most confusing button, but we color-coded it the same color as these two icons. And you can see under the scrubber icon here, what's that? Is that carpet or is that hard floor? Carpet, because it's got the bumps, and that's hard floor because it's smooth. So to switch between the two, I gotta go back up first. So when everything's up, the machine wants to know, am I gonna clean hard carpet today, or what do you want me to do? Well, we gotta tell it. This is pointing to extract. And that's a friendly reminder, see the red arrow there? Move the hose over to the extractor side. Then we're ready to clean. What if I want to do hard floor? I hit the word scrub, move that hose, hit it again, I'm now ready to scrub. Then I can go up and down. We switch back to carpet, here's extract, switch the hose, hit it again, now I can put it down. If I want to switch over to hard floor, raise the brushes, hit the hard floor, soft floor, orange color-coded button. It'll say scrub, hit it again after I move the hose, then I can put it down, now I'm scrubbing. Does that make sense? That's probably Lester was right. That's the thing that's a little different. But we tried to make it simple, we tried to color-code it. We have an icon of hard floor and soft floor, smooth line and bumpy line. Here's the arrow, friendly reminder to move that hose. If you didn't move that hose, you'd drop the squeegee, you'd hear the vacuum running, but it's like, what's going on? Well, the hose isn't connected to the squeegee.
You'll feel the carpet wet though.
You'd feel the carpet wet, or you'd be walking and leaving a bunch of, well, you may drop the squeegee, but you'd be plowing water and it'd be coming out the sides, right? So it's pretty simple. You can make that mistake a few times and you won't hurt anything. You can go back and suck up the water.
If you're not sure when you're going to use it, just make sure call me or
Yeah.
call me or call one of us. That's the way we do it.
We'll figure it out together.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
be good teammates, help each other out.
Yeah.
That's the way nobody going to get blamed for.
You're not going to get in
That's
trouble.
it. Yeah.
I would suggest giving it a good, healthy charge. It shows full right now. You could run this thing, and in 20 minutes, that battery could be going down, down, down.
Yeah.
It's normal because we haven't charged it since I was here last, but these are maintenance-free batteries. You can't overcharge them, and they hold a charge for quite a long time. They say the first 10 full charge cycles are a break-in period. So when people say, oh, this thing will run for 3 hours, right? The first time you use it, brand new out of the box, and you fully charge it, you might only get an hour. And you'll say, oh, that guy was lying to me. Charge it again, you might get an hour and 15. Charge it again, you might get an hour and 20. So yeah, on a scale, it'd be like each time you use it, finally you get to that 3 hours of runtime, and it'll stay like that hopefully for years.
5 years, maybe.
And then all of a sudden it'll be like down here,
You're
it's
gonna go
going down,
down.
down, 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 down. Now, if that happens too soon, it has happened. That's why we have the warranty. Is the charger bad? We've seen it happen. We don't make chargers, but we source chargers, and sometimes you get a bad charger.
What is the most common issue do you have since you started selling?
About 90% of all machines issued that are battery operated are battery related. I go out to more places and there's something wrong with the machine, batteries.
The vacuums and the motor is still the...
Vacuum's pretty good, especially on this machine. Because this tank is so much bigger than the solution tank, I never get water in the vac motor, rarely, unless there's way too much foam. But then the foam's gonna work its way around here and get to these filters. So I've never really seen these vac motors have issues. It's got two good vac motors there, a lot of strength.
Was it 3-stage GoPro?
2 3-stage vac motors, 24 volt.
Oh, wow, that's power.
It's got some bump to it.
Does it come with the BA program? Since, you know.
It's available. It doesn't come with it. What I showed you today.
It's complimentary 6 months.
Well, you've got your own in-house expert here, man. This guy used to
I'm
work.
just referring. I'm just
This guy,
asking.
I joke. This guy could fix anything but a broken heart. So he was in the repair business a long. How many years were you?
With Anderson, 8 years, and then
Yeah.
I went by myself for
You've
another.
seen a lot. You've seen a lot. As you know, some machines, it makes perfect sense. And I think you have machines on this campus, industrial machines, internal combustion engines, hydraulic hoses. That's a lot. You need some special tools and some special training. On this machine, to maintain it properly, in my opinion, you don't need any tools. You need your hands, you need your eyes and your ears and your brain, and some cleaning stuff. And everything you need to do to this machine, you can basically take care of. I think on the very rear caster, there is a Zerk fitting to grease the bearings, because it's a live caster. So if once a year you wanted to take a grease gun on that, or
Just
zap
cut
it,
all the hairs from the back because the hairs get clogged.
and again, it doesn't require tools, right? Maybe, some basics, a rag, a brush, toothbrush.
If you do the daily maintenance.
If you do the daily maintenance, yeah.
After they use it, they got to clean it every time.
So
every time.
I'll say this, we have some mom and pop contractors that buy machines like this, and this is a big investment for them. This came out of their own wallet, and this is their first machine they bought. And boy, do they take care of it, right? Because they own it, right?
They pay for it.
They paid for it, and this is how they make their living and feed their family. So it's amazing how those machines look. I go to a lot of high schools where guys are running the machine, and they're like, oh man, I was supposed to clock out a while ago. Park it in the closet, go. Whatever. Somebody else will take care of it. And then you come to the machine 2 days later, oh man, they clean it, it's nasty, it's like, well, whatever, right? But you guys are at a different level than that, so I'm sure you'll take pretty good care of it. But fair question, we have some people, hospitals for example, we don't want our people touching this machine, we want a PM program.
Yeah.
And we have a man in a van program that can come out and we can talk to you about that, but you guys got enough talent right here to maintain this thing properly. I think you'll be fine.
It's just the main thing is to maintain it.
Maintain it, keeping it clean. Machines that look good and clean, it's amazing. They usually work pretty well. Right? What a shock. But, yeah, and these are loop points too. These things can get, I've seen these things break because somebody had to use pliers to get them off. And why did they have to use pliers? Corrosion. Somebody's like, who tightened this too tight? It might just be water and drying in there. So throwing a little lubrication on there. All right, I think that concludes our training. We did that in less than an hour, which is awesome. But you guys are good, and you saw it already. Give it a good charge if you don't mind. If you're going to use it today, give it a charge. You'll see the lights here that indicate when it's fully charged, and that would be great. But use it in good health. If I don't see you guys next week, we're all in the ISSA for the toilet flusher show. You guys going to the toilet flusher show?
Is that the one in Orange County?
It's the one in Vegas.
Oh, the one in Vegas. Oh, no wonder you're going.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's a 2-day town for me, but I gotta be there for all of it. But if anything happens, the following week is Thanksgiving week. I hope you guys have a good break with family and friends. But use it, enjoy it. Hopefully it makes your life easy. Lester, we've been talking about this for almost a year, about getting a machine that can, one machine that can do two surfaces, and I'm glad it's here for you. And we still make it, so if you need another one, we'll get you another one.
We're gonna need another.
Any questions?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well done.